black and white keys are probably the one defining image most of us have of the piano keyboard. This color scheme is not at all a modern invention. We see it already on the earliest surviving harpsichords, like this one from 1480. And since then, nothing much has changed. Black and white make sense because they provide maximum visual contrast. Just imagine how the keyboard would look if the keys were green and blue, or even worse, all in white or all in black. The black keys were traditionally made of ebony and the white keys of ivory, even if ivory was just a thin layer on top of an otherwise wooden key. Both materials were sturdy and hard-wearing, but also expensive and not always readily available. And it's this fluctuation in supply, together with varying tastes of buyers, why we sometimes see keyboards with the color scheme reversed. Black keys on the bottom, white keys on top, like in some pianos from Mozart's time. But the preference always remains to have the white keys on the bottom. This way, it's much easier to see the small gaps between the keys and thus minimize the chance of playing a wrong note. Since 1989, the trade in ivory is thankfully illegal. So instead, each of the big piano manufacturers have their own secret recipe for a material that attempts to recreate as much as possible the feel and traction of ivory. The last thing to explain is the little overhang or lip at the end of the white keys. It comes from a time when the front of the key also started being covered in ivory. The joint between the two thin pieces of ivory had to be concealed somehow, so piano builders extended the upper piece of ivory slightly beyond the end of the key. The resulting lip was also useful for lifting keys that might have become stuck, while simultaneously giving the pianist a little more real estate on the surface of the key. And I believe it's because of this extra surface area that we keep this overhang even today, when concealing the joints isn't a problem anymore and when keys rarely, if ever, become stuck. Almost all of the music we play today is a mixture of black and white keys. But sometimes, in rare cases, a composer could find a way to write beautiful music using the black keys alone.